Howdy guys, welcome to She'll Be Right Garage. As promised, we're going to keep working on Paulie's LX. We've got to get it registered. We found ourselves our C's motor last time, so obviously Paulie's hooking in today. And joy of all joys, we've got Crazy Parko helping as well. So what do you reckon, boys? I think we might start with ripping this head off, eh?
Let's give it a go.
Alright, let's get involved.
Happy days.
Rubber's surprisingly supple still.
I think this was actually quite a low K car when it stopped getting used.
Throttle body's full of pus.
Probably.
Why am I not surprised? Just feasting on
Breakfast
fucking,
of champions.
Yeah, chips for days.
One of the things that makes this a good car to save is it's got all the shit, like it's got all the clips and all the like
Correct.
little bits and pieces that collectors
Factory,
go nuts
mate.
for.
Factory.
Yeah, it is very factory. Oh, look at that.
That's nasty.
Nothing wrong with it, boys.
Well, I
The
think
good news is these lower housings are actually replaceable parts.
Okay.
And I do have one in my spare bin, so
I think we're going to have to,
it's not the end of the world.
yeah. Oh, that is putrid.
Yeah.
Get that in there. Is that all over the camera?
Yeah.
Get lines out the way. Pull this whole manifold off in one piece. Oh, this is a hard bolt.
Got enough room to back the stud out?
No, it's actually coming. It's not the stud, but
Oh, okay.
look at the flare on the end of it's bloody enough to cut your fingers trying to turn it. Check it out. It's a flattened brass one or something like it looks.
Well, if anyone's seen these original on a Toyota before of this vintage, they can tell us about it in the comments.
Now it's starting to tighten up.
Is that a 15 as well?
No, this is the proper 14.
Okay.
Steel on steel.
Yeah.
I've never known them to use brass on these. I've seen them on.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice and easy. Looks clean enough in there. Might be a decent head.
Yeah.
Alright, rocket pedestals out, head bolts out. Let's get him done. Beautiful. There we go. Oh. And it's inspection time now, guys. Have a look. Number 2 is completely shagged. Have a good look at that piston. It's actually got some rot on top of the alloy. The balls themselves are completely gone. The rest of it's pretty decent, but there was no way we were going to crank this over at all. This motor's toast. Righto boys, why don't we take the head back to the workshop and at least inspect that and see if that's salvageable at all.
Should be right.
him over and have a look. So we've got a bit of a lump here sticking out from the head. I don't know if that's going to be a concern with water galleries or if that's from the piston.
Judging by the others, that's just...
We've got a lot of blockage here in these cores. Look at that. That doesn't look like it's flowed water for many, many years. So we've got a lot of blockages here with our water galleries. That was never going to flow, even if we did get it started. Although in there seems to be a little bit better.
Really?
It's not all the way through, but certainly on head gasket level, it's pretty bad. So why don't we see
If that comes off, just give that a...
this little bulge here. That just seems to be something that was
Stuck to the gasket.
stuck on the top. Let's give the old wire brush treatment to start with. And look, interestingly enough guys, I can't see any marks along this head at all that would indicate a gasket failure on this side of it. But it's not impossible, certainly looking at the condition of the block, that the head gasket did fail on the block side of it. Alternatively, there is potential that there is a cracked block, but we don't know yet. So I think we'll do a bit of a measure with a straight edge, but prior to that I think we'll clean off this surface with a sharpening stone and then ascertain whether we've got a bit of a twist on this head. That's a bit wobbly. Yeah, there's quite a big gap there in the middle. I don't even need a set of feeler gauges to see that. I'm going to go on the outer edge here, it's quite good. So this is 0.15 millimetre. Definitely around number 2. We've got a 0.15 difference. So as we check with our straight edge, we've got about a 0.15 gap there. All around cylinder number 2. There is one more check I'd like to do. It's a little bit povo, but it's one way of working out if the valves are at least anything decent. So we're going to decide whether it's worth milling this head. If the valves are toast, then we've got to work out something else perhaps. So we're going to put a bit of oil on the top of these valves, and we're going to then put some air through the intake and exhaust ports, and we're going to see if there's any bubbling at all coming around these edges. So we'll wrap our air gun in a rag and we'll see through this exhaust port any bubbling that comes along through these 4 exhaust valves. There we are guys, cylinder number 2 is bubbling, so is cylinder number 4. So that means those valves were not seating properly. We'll try the same on the inlet. There we are, we've got some bubbling here as well, and that's on cylinder number 3, and a bit of bubbling on number 2. We'll get a bit of a close-up just to show you. And back to the exhaust. She's fucked.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Sorry,
Paulie. You love it.
Sorry, Paulie.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Alright, Paulie, we've got some bad news obviously. So, bottom end's fucked on the LX and even the head is fucked.
Yeah.
We basically have the choices of doing a full rebuild or putting a spare motor in. Now, you don't have the budget for this rebuild.
No.
Talk to me about this motor that you have. You said a bottom end, was it?
So the motor is a known good motor, or at least it was when it went into storage. It has an issue with a snapped glow plug in the head. Other than that, it was a strong motor with reasonably low Ks on it for a Landcruiser, only 200 or something thousand.
Alright, so what I'm going to suggest now to wrap up this video is let's go and have a look at this motor. It's in the back of the white Landcruiser that's in storage, so why don't we get some of this other junk out of the way, get a little bit better of a look at it and just have a look from the outside, the damage to this glow plug. Then I think we'll make a decision about perhaps getting it for our next episode and either looking at rebuilding that or reconditioning this head.
It'll give us options anyway. We can call it Plan C.
Alright, there's always a plan B, even a plan C. Let's get involved.
Plan Z.
That looks like a 3B motor. And here it is. This will be our saviour. Check it out though, there's our future nightmare. Broken glow plug with a broken easy out stuck inside of it. Still, it's probably better than the alternative, an overheated engine with a warped head and a C cylinder. God help us. Righto guys, that's going to have to wrap up this episode. We've got a decent look at that motor at the very least. We're going to make sure we drag that out of the back of the Landcruiser next time, and we'll see how we go with a tear down on that motor, shall we?
Let's do it.
Yeah, she'll be right.
Catch you next time guys. Cheers.
Unlike you, I have good tools that I don't like to fuck up.
Guys, you fuck everything you touch. You're a plumber. You know, the part that I like today is that finally he's not wearing those idiotic black gloves. He's finally stepping up and getting his hands dirty.
Yeah, but it's not a client's car, man, and it's not a fucking...
I know, he wore the black ones last time.
On what? On this?
Yeah.
Well,
Shame for shame.
shame for shame, yeah.
Darren Hinch,
I just got used to
shame.
working in them. They're not that bad, and then you don't have to scrub your hands for 15 minutes when you get home before you touch
Yeah,
messes.
but then you also don't get to look like a real man either.
That's
so.
right.
See, you and your real man thing, I want to know, who is this boyfriend of yours that's such a real man? That's what I want to know.
Go.
It's Parker.
Because you're not talking about you.
Please. That's fine. I'm on top, and I'm okay with that.
Parko's not gay, but his boyfriend sure is.
That's right.
Can I snap that?
Well, you want to snap the
I
bowl?
want to snap it. Let me snap
I'd
it.
rather
Why?
do it.
Let him snap it.
I'm not going to snap it, alright?
Alright.
I'll be very cautious with it.
I'll let you I'll let you show me your stuff, mate. You snapped it, didn't
Yeah, I'll snap it.
you? So this is Mike definitely not snapping it.
Yeah. Did you just snap it?
Yeah.
You're a fucking man.
This one's brass.
Well, it's good news for us.
I agree.
It's easy to get them off.
I'm scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't like good luck.
If anything goes right, I know something bad's coming.
And I want to let it.
There's a lot of love in this engine bay.
No, there isn't. Did you ever swear that when you got older you wouldn't work out in the rain doing pus like this?
I was pretty sure I'd have some sort of garage by now.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Yeah, Sydney real estate had other ideas.
Yeah, same for me.
Okay.
Yeah.